Emma. Dove è il centro dell'universo?
Siamo noi ultimamente chiesto a il modo di cui Dio ha fatto.
Sì, non hai ingratto niente dal margine eccentrico di parmi dell'universo e l'universo.
Oh.
Hey guys, in order to help you guys gain a true understanding of who Copernicus was and his accomplishments during the scientific revolution, let's bring the man himself back to life.
Thank you for joining us today, Copernicus.
Thank you for having me.
So, Copernicus, what was it really like? How do you initiate the beginning of the scientific revolution and lay the groundwork of so many future discoveries? After all, some people even consider the scientific revolution the Copernican revolution because of your astronomically great contributions.
Well, you see, as a youngling in the Middle Ages, philosophical thought was confined and beliefs were clearly cut and had to fit in the margins allotted by the Church, Bible, and our higher power, God. But my mentality was different. In De Revolutionibus, I wrote, there will be babblers who claim to be judges of astronomy, although completely ignorant of the subject and badly distorting some passages of scripture to their purpose, will dare to find fault with my undertaking and censor it. Essentially, there were no loose ends, and beliefs were not open-ended and up for interpretation. Therefore, upon recognition of De Revolutionibus, my book of complex theories and observations surrounding astronomy and natural science, people, especially the clergy, were hesitant to jump on board. Thankfully, future scientists during the Renaissance were able to expand upon my ideas and discoveries, eventually helping them gain wider acceptance.
So could you explain what exactly you theorized or discovered?
Oh, absolutely. Here is an illustration of Ptolemy's theory of the universe. This view was widely accepted across Europe before the Copernican revolution, even though it failed to back discoveries of previous astronomers. As you can see, the theory stated that the Earth was the center of the universe, with the moon orbiting it. The sun, or sol, is where you typically would find the Earth. Now, here is my heliocentric model. I theorized that the sun was the center of the universe, and the Earth was merely an orbiting celestial body.
Wow, I can't believe you discovered that. Now, as a scientist during the strictly religiously driven Middle Ages, your advanced discoveries were viewed as radical, correct?
Yes. My commitment and passion for natural science and astronomy made the publication of De Revolutionibus possible. Considering the lacking level of acceptance towards new scientific information during the Middle Ages, I knew it was risky to publicize my innovations, but I had dedicated my life studies to the universe and its unique motion. You know, at the time, astronomy was not widely acknowledged, besides preliminary discoveries of the Greeks, Arabs, and Ptolemy. Anyways, through intensive calculations, models, tables, and charts, I formed my hypothesis and began to write my book in order to share my observations with the public. It also didn't hurt that my father was a wealthy copper trader, and my mother descended from a rich family of origin.
That makes sense. So what scientific discoveries fall under your umbrella of the coined Copernican revolution?
You see, my contributions to science for the past decades and for decades to come has been enormous. Just years after I made my discoveries, scientists including Galileo, Kepler, and Harvey made observations which led to innovations that ultimately defied the Church. My initiative for scientific advancement in such a stiff world not only sparked Galileo's discovery of the telescope, in which he used to make planetary discoveries, but also Harvey's observations on the circulation of human blood, the first dissection of human cadavers, the invention of the barometer and pendulum clock, and many more. Provided the theories on planetary orbits, Kepler was able to apply a mathematical foundation to the theory, thus making his claim publishable and noteworthy.
Wow, it seems like you had a significant influence on the world. So how late do you think your influence lasted?
Indeed, my discoveries were essentially the foundation for many scientists in 1983, when he published his 3 laws of planetary movement. With due respect to the Church, Newton published his discoveries on the law of gravitation and the scientific method. The Royal Society, based in London, with the hopes of promoting scientific excellence, further defended the scientific method. Beyond scientific discoveries, Newton also emphasized the importance of laying a foundation for future scientists. He once said, "These forces being unknown, philosophers have hitherto attempted the search of nature in vain. But I hope the principles here laid down will afford some either to this or some truer method of philosophy."
We see a trend, starting with Copernicus' initiation of the scientific revolution, during the strict religious period of the Middle Ages, in which his complex discoveries influenced future scientists with broad fields of interest beyond astronomy, Galileo, Kepler, and Harvey. Although it is crucial to acknowledge the scientists that concluded the scientific revolution, i.e. Isaac Newton, and his influence on modern 21st century science was monumental, hence the belief that the scientific revolution gave birth to modern science.
Thank you for watching our crash course on the scientific revolution!